Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. You can also follow the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur fan page, and you can follow me on Twitter at DGoddess27. Now listen to this. Candace Owens is at it yet again, okay? She just can't keep her big mouth shut. She loves the attention and she loves being in the news. Well, I'm going to give this mammy the attention that she wants every chance I get, because that gives me more of an opportunity to call her out for her mammyism, okay? But now in this case, listen to this. Candace Owens called for the U.S. to invade Canada to stop Justin Trudeau cracking down on trucker protests. She says, Candace Owens said in a tweet on Sunday, said the U.S. should deploy troops to Canada's trucker protest. Troops were needed to deal with a tyrannical government reign by Justin Trudeau Castro, she says. Anyway, populists like Owens have sought to grow their audiences by stirring support from the truckers. Right-wing provocateur Candace Owens drew criticism Sunday for saying that the U.S. should invade Canada in response to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's crackdown on trucking protests that's going on. She said, stop talking about Russia. Send American troops to Canada to deal with the tyrannical reign of Justin Trudeau Castro. This is what she wrote. Now, we all know that she's a big supporter of Trump, right? And she's also known for stirring controversy online, they say. Well, she's known by us more so for being a whole plantation mammy and cooning and buffooning. It's very interesting that Candace, she is so concerned about Canada and what's going on over there, but she doesn't care anything about what's going on over here as it pertains to the unarmed killings of Black people by the police. And I want you to pay attention, because she wants to always constantly act as though we're playing the victim, Black people, and that there is no such thing as a whole system of wannabe supremacy, and that there's no problem with racism, and she doesn't think that we need to be complaining about it. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, Candace is over here, worried about the injustices that she sees going on in Canada. She's worried about truckers, okay? She clearly can see that there's issues over in Canada, but can't acknowledge the issues that are here. The same issues that she herself complained about and sued over, called racism. I find that very interesting. And she didn't have anything to say when those people whom she praises and spews all their rhetoric for. She didn't have anything to say when they were talking about her child and calling that baby a monkey and just talking about the skin tone and all of that, right? She didn't say anything about that, but yet she's worried about what's going on in Canada. Let me continue. So she said he's fundamentally declared himself dictator and is waging war on innocent Canadian protesters and those who have supported them financially, she wrote of Trudeau. Very interesting. Pay attention how she says that Trudeau has waged war or is waging war on innocent Canadian protesters. Now, though the protesters in Canada may be innocent, in fact, Candace doesn't have the same energy for Black protesters who are protesting peacefully, like Colin Kaepernick and other Black people have taken to the streets to protest social injustices perpetuated upon Black people. She doesn't have anything to say about those protests, anything positive, that is. She's not trying to speak out in defense of those people protesting. Instead, she wants those people to be vilified and demonized, and wants to act as though they have no reason to be angry and mad and taken to the streets. But pay attention to how she's over here caping for the people over in Canada and about the protesters over there. She has so much concern that she literally wants the U.S. to just forget about Russia. Don't worry about that. Just go over there and take care of Trudeau and stop what he's doing, because he's a whole dictatorship. Isn't it something? Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, clearly a mammy, okay? Now, some critics responded to the mockery. One of the things I love about this dumb person, someone tweeted, is how literally no one of importance ever listens to her as she screams into the void. However, Joe Walsh, a radio host and anti-Trump Republican, said that her views shouldn't be so quickly dismissed. He says, Candace Owens isn't fringe. It's if there's a takeaway from everything I say, it would be this. Candace Owens is not fringe. She's very much mainstream GOP based these days, and that's scary. Her comments echo those of the other right-wing populists in the US, including Fox News personalities and former President Donald Trump. They have spoken out in support of the truckers in Canada who've been protesting against a mandate requiring haulage workers making frequent cross-border trips to get venomized against stupid 19. Now, the protests have been hailed as a stand against government outreach by Republicans who've stirred support for the truckers and used the protest as a fundraising cause. They've attacked the crackdown on the protests by Trudeau, who has sought to freeze their funding and invoked emergency powers to restore order. And at the same time, influencers like Owens herself have spoken out in support of Vladimir Putin's Russia as it menaces Ukraine with invasion. They have sought to lay the blame for Russian aggression with NATO and oppose U.S. involvement in the crisis. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. I oppose U.S. involvement in the crisis also. The U.S. needs to sit here and sit down somewhere and mind their own business and worry about the problems and ills going on in their own society and need to be doing something about the police running rampant, doing all of these criminal activities. And we get the reports every day about police literally out here acting as the same criminals that they're supposed to be arresting, right? And also the other nefarious things that they do out here, just, committing all this crime and not only murdering unarmed citizens, okay? And then getting minuscule sentences if ever they get any at all. And these corrupt judges who aid and abet them in their nefariousness. That's all I'm saying. Maybe the U.S. should be hard-pressed to work on those things and try to figure out what they can do about that, as opposed to minding other countries' businesses. That's all I'm saying. Another thing is, before they go spending all this money on wars and other things that have nothing to do with the U.S., why don't they talk about those reparations that they owe all of us Black folk, Foundation of Black Americans? I'm just curious. Why hasn't Candace said anything about that? Oh, that's right. Because she's a part of those who uphold the system of wannabe supremacy. And that's what she is. And she spews their racist talking points and rhetoric for them, right? Nothing to say beneficial or positive about Black folk. Anyway, with that all being said, everyone please like and share. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live.